Hey foodies, thanks for watching. I want to show you how to make a chocolate eclair. These are so good. And it starts over at the stove. And we're going to start by melting our butter. I'm just going to drop that into the pot. And we're going to just melt that. And we just have to wait for that to melt. So the butter is about halfway melted. I want to add my water. And I'm just going to let the butter continue to melt and the water heat up. So the butter is all melted and the water is boiling. Now we're going to add the flour. And I'm using a gluten-free all-purpose flour blend. It works cup for cup with everything I put at it. And I'm just going to stir that in, turn the heat down a little bit. And what we're doing is we're cooking the flour. You just want to really work this until it comes into a ball. Okay, I'm going to turn the heat right down to low. And I'm pressing down a little bit just to get that to mix and get rid of some of the lumps. I'm not too concerned about some of the lumps because they're going to get whisked out as it gets put into the mixer. What I really like about this recipe is there's little to no sugar in it. I mean, so far there's no sugar, which is really nice. Okay, so that is done. Let's drop this into our mixing bowl. And this you want to have a mixer like my KitchenAid here, or you want to have some beaters or something like that. You don't really want to do this by hand. It's going to just destroy your arms because it's going to be so labor intensive. You need some form of a machine. Okay, so this is going to go in. And I am going to mix it up a little bit, just on low, just to get the heat to dissipate a little bit. You can see there's lots of steam coming out of it. And I want to let it cool down just for a little bit, because when I add my eggs, I don't want to have scrambled eggs. So I'm going to turn it up a little bit more. It's still really hot. Okay, so I'd say it's been about 30 seconds. It's still sending off quite a bit of steam, but I'm ready to add one egg. So I've pre-cracked my eggs into a bowl. There's no shells in these. And I'm ready to just drop one really slowly. And just let it mix. And you want to take your time at this. So I'm going to turn it up a little bit. And I'm looking for a nice glossy finish on this. And when it's glossy, then I add the next egg. You can see it's starting to look a little crumbly, which is what you're looking for. Okay, I'm going to add another egg. And we'll turn it back up. And it's just egg, let it beat up a little bit, egg, let it beat up a little bit, egg, and back and forth like that. Okay, let's add a third egg. And you can see it's starting to come together and almost become gelatinized. That's what we're looking for. Okay, so I'll turn it down a bit. Add the fourth egg. And it's cooled down considerably. It's still warm, but it's not hot. And you can see in here, it's actually pulling and becoming big globs of it are getting pulled together. So I'm hoping with this last one, I'm going to add right now, it pulls it all together. And I'm just going to keep the mixer going for a moment. And what you're seeing happening is exactly what you want. It's just this beautiful texture. And lots of air is getting whipped into it. And it's kind of mesmerizing to watch. Okay, and that looks really nice. Look at that. One of my viewers asked to have me show how to make a chocolate eclair, and I thought, yeah, let's make some chocolate eclairs. So thank you for the suggestion. And if you have suggestions, let me know. Because I love hearing from all of you. So I'm going to scrape the walls down. Look at that. That looks beautiful. Okay, it almost looks like a nice soft dough. So I have a large piping bag with a really large tip. You can see, I mean, it's the size of my pinky finger, the end. And I'm just going to drop that in the bottom. Roll down the top a little bit. And then just start scooping this in. There we go. There's a bit more. I'll get it all in. There we go. Shake down. Give it a squeeze. There we go. Okay, so I have a parchment paper lined baking sheet here. And what we want to do is squeeze that a bit tighter. The first one is always tricky. There we go. That's the first one. And I'm going to get one down here. To give it a bit of weight, that parchment paper. That one's a little crooked. That's all right. And then you want to make sure you leave a little bit of space because these are going to expand. They're probably going to double in width. Not so much in length, but in the width, they're going to double. And I like making my eclairs a little on the bigger side. There we go. You need nice strong hands for this. And all I'm doing at the end is I'm just pinching it off. And you can smooth it out with a little bit of like a wetted finger or something like that, but I found it doesn't really matter what you do. There we go. So these are going to go into my preheated oven of 375 degrees Fahrenheit or 190 degrees Celsius for 30 minutes. And then we'll take it to the next step. See you in a moment. These took exactly 30 minutes in my oven, and I think they turned out really well. You can see that some of them look a little rough on one side, some of them went smooth on the side, some of them were smooth on the top. You just can't predict how they're gonna bake, but what's nice about it is there's always a nice smooth side to use. So the smooth sides are going to be what's on the top, and the less than smooth side is going to be what's on the bottom. I've gone ahead and I have melted some chocolate in my microwave at 30-second bursts. So 30 seconds, give it a stir, 30 seconds, give it another stir, just until it's fully melted. And then I've got some whipping cream here, because why not use whipping cream? And I'm just going to pour that in. And what we're making is we're making a chocolate ganache. And I'm just stirring this in. And it's just going to be this luxurious chocolate topping. And I'm going to move this over to the side so you can get a better idea of what it's looking like. And look at that, it's looking just gorgeous. It's essentially we're making milk chocolate, but it's more like cream chocolate. That looks so good. Oh, that looks perfect. Just go around the outside edge one more time. Give it a stir. Okay. So I'm going to set that aside. I've also gone ahead and whipped some whipped cream to stiff peaks, and I've added a little bit of maple syrup. Okay, and I'm going to set that aside. And then for this, we're just taking a serrated knife. We're going to cut it down the middle. And look at that. Look at the pockets of, like the little air pockets. Oh, that looks great. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that. And that. And I'm leaving one side up and one side down. And that's going to tell me which side to pipe with the whipping cream. Which I find makes it easy. Oops. So I'm just going to go ahead and finish cutting all of these up. There, those are all done. Now it's just a simple thing of just piping some whipped cream in there. Oops, that one's moving. They're very light. As you can see, they're moving around sometimes. I find a nice generous amount of whipped cream is always desired. Or I could add a little bit more whipped cream. How about right there? And there. That's good. Now you want to take your tops and your chocolate. You want to do a nice spreaded, or you can dip this. And you just lay it right on top. And I'm just going to keep going on that. And look at that. We've got 12 chocolate eclairs, good enough to eat. I can't wait to sink my teeth into them. Now, these should be put back on a pan and popped into the fridge just so that the chocolate sets up. But I can't wait. I want to dig in. I'm going to take this one right here. Oh, it feels really good. Mmm. 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 You've got to try this. This is so good. If you're looking for the full recipe, you can visit glutenfreeguide.ca. You can also follow me on any of these social media networks. And coming up next is this. Thanks for watching.